the title of the book that's above your left shoulder is a perfect entree into whether this is a situation that Belichick can thrive in. The title of the book about the Patriots dynasty and the pursuit of greatness, it's better to be feared. And you know, part of the germane aspect of that title is it definitely spoke to the way Belichick would run a program. Do you think that that's the way he's going to run a college program? Seth, what's your thought there?
So yes and no. I think that he is who he is. And, you know, he's going to run his program, but he's so smart. I mean, he'll adapt. And I think that, like, to take a quick aside, in 2006, I went to see him speak at Southern Connecticut University, where he was giving a distinguished lecturer type of speech. And it was like me and 400 college kids in this auditorium. And I was, you know, kind of worried, like, what if the next 2 hours is just, you know, 120 minutes of his press conferences? And he was so engaged and so funny and so wise. And he really he didn't use those kind of trite NFL metaphors and try to use his experience as a football coach to help them, you know, deal with life beyond college and in the, you know, the quote unquote real world. I mean, he was speaking to them and he almost seemed to be enjoying himself, reliving those years when he was their age and, you know, the future was in front of him. And he was so proud of the fact that he turned down a job in finance and instead went to work for the Baltimore Colts, doing whatever they asked for $24 a week. I think he likes speaking to young minds in that realm. And I think that, like, he knows he's going to have, you know, obviously a ton of connections in the NFL. And the players that can play in the NFL will get great recommendations, but the vast majority of those kids won't. And I think that, like, he's looking forward to just having a chance to shape them and use his program to help prepare them for life. I think that, like, that's an aspect of it that I think that people will probably not realize just how much he appreciates and how motivated he is and eager to do.
Yeah, I mean, he just loves football, loves teaching it, loves telling people you should be here. I mean, that's why his team was always so situationally brilliant, more than most in the National Football League, if not above all. You know, and so now he can have that part and parcel, but that's why a lot of people have left head coaching positions in college to take offensive coordinator positions in college or leave college entirely as a head coach to be coordinators in the NFL, is because it's not just about the coaching. It's about everything else in the college world, for which there aren't any uniform rules on NIL and portal and things of that nature. So how do you think Belichick's going to set up his system in North Carolina, Seth? Is it going to be like that Godfather 2 line? He's going to have a lot of buffers. It's going to be a lot of buffers between the Don and everyone else. What do you think, Seth?
Well, I think someone like Pete Thamel could answer the ins and outs of that better than me, but I think that, like, he is going to, he got what he wanted. You know, this negotiation has taken a little bit, you know, it's taken a couple of days, it's taken a bit of time here, and he got what he wanted. And I think that, like, one thing with college sports, especially in college football, especially, is that, like, there's a big cult of personality, and a lot of the coaches who haven't quite reached that cultural place where, you know, their name and aura is a draw enough, are the ones who are trying to get out, because it's a very demanding and kind of miserable, if not well compensated, place to be. And just to go back to what you said earlier, I mean, watching Belichick in his media roles this year, where he peeled back the curtain a little bit on his staggering knowledge of football, it became a little embarrassing almost to watch, if that's the right word, when he would be asked to explain these situational debacles in games that, you know, this is stuff that he knew how to do in his sleep. I mean, think back to the Malcolm Butler interception with the clock ticking down, team on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl. They haven't won a Super Bowl for a decade. He not only not calls timeout, he's looking across the field, sees confusion, finally sees their personnel package, signals in his own personnel package as an answer. The first time all year they've run that exact personnel package with 3 corners and a goal line front. And Malcolm Butler executes exactly what they had practiced, and they win the Super Bowl. And I mean, he's sitting here on TV having to explain Eberflus in that debacle against the Lions. I mean, it became embarrassing. Like, why isn't this guy in the league? And I think that, like, I'm not sure that he wouldn't have been in the NFL this year. You never know how these things go. But I do think that, like, as he surveyed the landscape and he's thinking about the rest of his career, this challenge just seemed more eager. And the more he looked into it, the more eager he got.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.